As promised, this video is me putting the clear coat on the wooden parts of my rifle. There's a few things about this one that make it a slightly different video. The clear coat that I used, which is a bare, water-based, fast-drying polyurethane, it's said that you have to apply it in temperatures between 50 and 90 degrees, which means I had to do it indoors, so you're going to get to see how chaotic my house is sometimes. Also, it took most of the day off and on because you can only do one side at a time, and each side needs 3 coats, and you have to wait an hour between coats. And so it took more than 6 hours all told, though I was not working constantly for 6 hours. So here you can see me applying the first coat of polyurethane to the various pieces. The ramrod was a little tricky until I realized that I actually had a tool that would help. It said to sand between coats. I did sand after the first couple coats, and then I realized, and I used my 400 grit sandpaper, which is my finest sandpaper, but I actually over sanded on one piece, as you'll see later in the video, and had to put a little stain back on it. And so I didn't, I stopped sanding between coats after a couple of times, except for just like a tiny bit of sanding here and there. I realized that, and my wife pointed this out, it wasn't just me, but I realized that I could use the vise that my dad bought me to hold my ramrod so that I could do both sides of it at once. So I started doing that, and you can see me applying the clear coat to the ramrod here. And then this is almost done with the second coat on the first side. And now here's a little closer up view of me sanding between coats. This is the last time I sanded in earnest, because as you'll see here in a second, that I over sanded the ridge around where the lock goes in the stock, and realized that I had to go back and put some more stain on it, which you'll see me doing here in just a second. But otherwise, it went pretty well, I think, and at the end of the video you'll see the finished product. And after this, all the woodworking is done, and so now I just need to finish the barrel, which will be done. I've got my materials for that in the mail right now, and then after I finish the barrel I can assemble it. So it's exciting that we're getting pretty close to being finished. So pleased to be enjoying the rest of this, and I'll see you next time.